So a couple of things that I want to discuss today. First, I am using an iPhone 17 Pro to take this video. This is the front-facing camera. Second, I want to talk about our 1 year with the Toyota RAV4. This is the 2025 Toyota RAV4 and we've been using it for a year now. It's been like 25,000 kilometers already, which is pretty good. And as you can see in here, it looks pretty great. And the design, I know it's getting old already. It's going to be replaced by the 2026 model, but the 2025 model is actually pretty good. So let me discuss with you some of the things that I've been experiencing for a year with this smartphone, with this car rather. Been used to smartphones. First, I've already installed winter tire, so that's pretty good here. Especially here in Calgary, we need a winter tire. And as for the design, I still like the design of this one. Very edgy. I do like, the LED lights in here, the projector headlamps. And again, this is the hybrid version XLE that's available in Canada. And fortunately, we do not have a fog light in here. But the grills on the front, they look pretty great. And of course, we have in here, the signal lights. And yeah, the rims are 17 inches, which is pretty good. Now, it's a little bit cold. The design is pretty much similar with the other RAV4. So what I want to focus on is actually on the inside, since we're mostly into tech. So we have in here Toyota RAV4. I've installed the dash cam over here. I know it's kind of messy that we have in here. And when you turn it on, it's a keyless entry. We got in here the display. All right, I know it's flickering right now because of the camera. Okay, the video has stopped because of the CarPlay. Speaking of CarPlay, we got CarPlay in here. We got Android Auto in here. It's not the biggest display that you could get, especially that the 2026 RAV4 is coming up, which has a larger display. But this one will do just fine. If you just want a basic navigation, if you just want a basic stuff, this one will work just fine. Now, going back in here, as you can see, we really have a good gas range on this one. We got 5.9 liters to 100 kilometers. That translates to probably 16 kilometers or even more every 1 liter of gas, and that saves a lot of gas. That's why I prefer having a hybrid. And as you can see in here, we have actually the EV sign in there. That means that it's currently running on the battery. I'm not the biggest car expert in here, but when it comes to the battery, I actually like that we got a battery for the hybrid that helps in the engine, that helps in giving more power to the car. Again, I am not the best guy when it comes to the engines, but I can really feel that whenever I was driving, that even after a year, it still works just fine, and it is really smooth to drive. And again, when you're running on a freeway, you're running at around 100 or 110 kilometers per hour. Both the engine and also the battery helps in pushing more power into the RAV4, which I really like. You've seen the dashboard in here. Of course, we also have in here the Toyota Connect and everything. This model, the XLE hybrid, comes with a remote start, so I could actually connect to my car using the application that I have, and I don't need to use a remote starter anymore. So I'm gonna show you the app that I have. So as you can see in here, we got the status, we got the health of the car. If it needs some maintenance, it's gonna say in here. And of course, I could do a remote start, which is really helpful in case, during the winter, especially now that it's getting cold outside. I know, that's why I got in, because it's getting cold outside. Now, going back to the interior, so you can see in, we got in here the steering wheel, we got the controls for everything, we got the back button, you got to hold this one, you could activate Google Assistant or Siri, and of course we got the other controls in here. Of course, for the most basic stuff, like for most people, they would probably use this one, which is the control for the music. And of course, you could basically control everything in here, so you don't have to look in here except when you're adjusting the air conditioning and everything. Speaking of air conditioning, I actually like that they didn't put a lot of buttons in here. We got in here the control for the air conditioning for the left and right. Of course, you could sync it if you wanted to, so you could have the same temperature on the left and right. That is the temperature in Celsius, by the way. You got in here the buttons that you need for the eco, heating, cooling, and everything. The AC, everything is in here. Now, I actually just installed this one. We really don't have this, but I actually just installed this to give me more space for the Toyota RAV4. Unfortunately, there's no wireless charging on this one. However, they do have the lighter port in there, and of course the USB-A, so you could connect your smartphone to the CarPlay or Android Auto with wired mode if you prefer to charge your smartphone and also use it as your CarPlay or Android Auto. And of course, we got in here the air cons and everything. We got some pretty space in here. This is where we put our glasses and everything. The glove box is pretty much spacious as well. And what I didn't like about this one is, by using this one for a year, is that the cup holders doesn't really fit most for tumbler, right? Problem is, it's because of these ones. So what you're gonna do is actually just to buy an extender for this one. I'm actually planning to buy it this Black Friday at Amazon. So yeah, that is one of my problems. Just in case, just use this one in here. Right, in the back, on this one, the glove box, we do have a pretty spacious glove box in here. I like it that it's actually flat in here. I could place something in here. So yeah, everything's pretty cool on this one, on the glove box. And of course, we got two USB-C ports over here, and I use it mostly for charging because that is way faster compared to using this one. And as for this one, of course, we got in here the shifting knob, and of course it's an e-park brake, electronic parking brake. And of course, we got in here for the hold. And I really like that we got in here the control for eco mode, push for the normal mode, and the sport mode when going in here. So the EV mode, basically it activates the EV mode. So if you're running below 30 kilometers per hour, you could activate this one. The engine is going to be really quiet, similar to a Tesla, but I don't really use it at all. It's like made for like parking, and I haven't pushed this button for a while now, probably months already. Right, as for this one, as you can see, when I switch this one to eco mode, you could see in here that it goes in green. If I press this one, it goes back to white. And lastly, if we're going to go to sport, which will give you more acceleration to your car, you can see in here it's red. Basically, if you want some more acceleration to your car, if you want more acceleration to the RAV4, go for sport. It really helps. But as for me, of course, I always follow the speed limits. I'm already fine with the normal because, again, the combination of the electric engine and also the gas engine on this one is more than enough for my usage. All right, now I want you to see the sunroof on this one. So as you can see, we got in here the controls for the SOS in case I got stuck with everything. We got the sunglasses in here. I put my sunglasses always most of the time in here, but sometimes it does fall off like that, which I really hate. But of course, it really depends on the sunglasses that you have. Now, as for this one, of course, the lights and everything works just fine. And yeah, this one though, for the sunroof, you need to manually, slide it back, which is fine for me. And then if you could actually open it like that, will give you more air, especially during the summer. But I prefer this one, which will just lift it up. So you can see, gives you a little bit of air. And that's fine with me. That's fine with me. All right. Now, let's go to the back of the car and let's see the legroom and everything on the passenger seat. So you can see we got a pretty large legroom in here. Pretty nice, actually. I like that we got a lot of legroom in here. And of course, we got in here a USB-C port, two USB-C ports actually. So your passenger can actually charge on this one. And yes, we got some air cons in here, so it will give you more air at the back. Speakers on the side as well. It is really spacious. I really like the RAV4 when it comes to space for the passenger side, unlike most Filipino cars in the Philippines. So yeah, it's a big upgrade for me that I can get a RAV4 in here compared to what I have in the Philippines. Now I want to show you the back of the car. So this one, we got in here the camera, of course. We got a back camera in here. So let's just press this button. Of course, we got a back camera in here, as you can see. When you press this button, goes up automatically, and we got some pretty big space in here. Oh, so this one comes with this, which is a cover whatever's inside. Oh, so whatever's at the back of your car. There you go. So yeah, it does help covering most of the stuff that we have in here. I know it's a little bit messy right now, just want to show that to you, but it does cover whatever you have in here. You know, prevents stealing and everything. And if you want more space, actually, you could actually just go in here with the seats down, completely down like that. Goes flat, similar to that side over there. So you could load in a lot of stuff in there if you wanted to. As for this one, unfortunately, there's no sensor to do it like this. So what you need to do is actually this button over here, and there you go. It closes like that. All right, it's really nice. Now, going back, I forgot to tell you about this one. This is what you can expect from the back of the car. Got some wipers in here. Seem really cool lights and everything. And yeah, this is the car. RAV4. It's getting cold outside. It's getting chilly outside. All right. This is the uncut episode of well, mostly a little bit of cuts. So just to give you an expectations with the Toyota RAV4, I've been using it for a year now, and so far I've been loving it. I didn't have any problems with it. I know it's new. It's been like 25,000 kilometers only. It hasn't been that much, but as you can see, I put it in trail mode before. We went to hiking before, we went to a trail, and it is really made for whatever you want it to be. Whether you have a family or you're single who wants to have a spacious SUV, this is a perfect car for you. You got some space in here. It's very easy to replace everything. Air filters, the basic stuff basically. It's a Toyota, and it's basically indestructible. If you're looking for a 5-seater SUV that does the job, look at that. I even love that. That does the job on everything. The Toyota RAV4 might be a good choice for you, especially here in North America. And the Toyota RAV4 is actually it's the best-selling car for 2025. It has replaced the Ford F-150, which is pretty nice. The driving is smooth. The space, again, is really nice. Of course, if you need the 7-seater, you could go for the Highlander. But for most people, the Toyota RAV4 would be more than enough for you. Whether you want it for off-road, whether you want it for a basic car, or you want it an SUV, whether that's your first, second, third, or fourth car, the Toyota RAV4 is a really great car. Doesn't have the latest technology. I mean, you could see in here, the display is kind of small. But to be honest with you, it works just fine, and I love what I'm getting here with the Toyota RAV4. So yeah, if you want the Toyota RAV4, I got it from Toyota Country Hills. Shout out to them. Shout out Cindy. And yeah, that is it for our 1-year review with the Toyota RAV4. And this is shot using the iPhone 17 Pro.